Welcome back to Garage Talks episode 2, and today we are talking tires. That's right, where the rubber meets the road. That was horrible. Just gotta go with me. Dad jokes. They're a win. Let's get into it. So before we get into it, I want to say thanks everybody for all the suggestions and topics that they have brought to me and said, hey, I'd love to hear something more on this, and this. And I promise you, I'm going to work my way to getting to those. From things like buying a bike from a private seller to buying a bike from a dealership, financing, basically anything you can think of. Everyday carries, what type of helmet should I buy? All of these different things. Now note, some of these items are preference based, and I'm going to try to do my best to stay biased out, meaning that everything I talk about is going to be more factual. And in this one, I've read a lot of comments and I've had a lot of people message me about what type of tires should I buy? What about these tires? What about these tires? I found a great deal on these tires. They're really, really cheap. And let me tell you something. Tires, they're your first contact point between you and the road. Don't go cheap. Let's talk about this. So the very first thing to talk about is, when should you buy tires for your motorcycle or your bike or even your car? This would kind of go to anything with tires. And it's really simple. First off, look at the tread of your tire. There are warning strips on your tire that will indicate, hey, you've had too much wear down. When you hit those warning strips, that means time to buy a new tire. Now on a motorcycle, you'll notice there's still some groove left on more of the side area. And people think it's okay, but when that wheel starts going out and hitting the warning strips, it's time to get a new tire. Now there are a few other things to consider if your tire's good or if your tire's bad. Let's talk about where you store your bike, how long your bike's been sitting. For instance, you live in a cold climate and your bike sits over the winter, all winter long, doesn't move whatsoever. You are developing soft spots on your tires from just sitting in the same position. So I recommend when you store your bike, make sure you move your bike. So make sure you have a nice area that you can move your bike about 3 feet. That's going to allow that tire to have a little bit of rotation. And if you can get a lift, and you can buy plenty of them on Amazon, here's a few. You can buy these, you can lift your bike up off the ground. It's going to prevent tires from sitting and sagging in those areas. Where else? Well, if you find soft spots on your tires, so you start pushing into it and you notice a cupping or a soft spot where there's a bulge or it goes down, your tire's bad, time to get a new one. And what is another key indicator? The color of your tire. A completely brown tire that's been sitting out in the sun, or cracking of your tire is another really good one to look at. And of course, the easiest one, which I didn't realize a lot of people didn't know about this. Every tire has a date stamp on it. This guy right here. And I'll show you how to read the date stamp. This basically tells you when your tire was manufactured. So you know if your tire's X amount of years old, your tire's probably needing a replacement. So if you buy a bike like I did, this thing has the original tires from 2018. Even though they look perfect, time to change the tires.
Right.
Now, I've been asked this question on tires. What if I plug the tire? Can I still use the tire?
Throw me a bone here.
Okay. Technically, we're told to tell you no. Well, not we, but it's said once you plug the tire, it's basically designed to get you home and or to the bike shop to get a new tire put on it. Now, have I plugged a tire and put hundreds, if not thousands of miles on it? Absolutely. My truck outside has 2 plugs in 1 tire and I just keep going. It just works. So I don't want to tell you to not change your tire, and the safe way is to say, yes, once you plug your tire, that tire is bad. It is time to go get a new one put on the bike. Now, one thing I will tell you, I did have a bike not too long ago that I was doing an event. I pulled over because I had a flat. I plugged it up. Everything was good, and I kept slowly losing air. Well, what ended up happening was I had lost so much air on the flat that I had kind of put a rip in the tire that I didn't see. So when I would fill it up, it would slowly leak air. So that's kind of one of those things that you have to be careful. If you notice that you plug the tire and you're losing air, even slowly, that tire's bad, you need to replace it. So the answer to the question is, safely, if you plug your tire, yes, you do need to replace it. Can you go farther? That is absolutely your discretion. I'm not telling you what to do in either way or whatnot. And that gets into plugging the tires. I need to do a whole episode on plugs for tires. The reason I say this, when I had that flat, I had a gentleman pull out a mushroom plug, and it was so much easier to do than the crap that I've been using in the past. In fact, I bought it and I put it in my work truck, my personal truck, my RV, motorcycle has it. I'll have to show you guys this. I'll do an episode on that too. Oh yeah, comment below. Have you ever had to plug a tire in the middle of nowhere? Does it suck? Let's hear it. So safety is the number one concern. And I have, yes, seen people who will spend thousands of dollars on their riding gear. They will be in the forums. They will preach. You need to have padding. You need to have the best of this. You need to have the best of that. A few posts later, I will see the same person talk about the cheapest tires that are on the market. They're perfectly okay to run. And they're crap, but they'll get you by. To me, that makes no sense, because the first place that you're going to have an issue while riding a motorcycle is your tires. In fact, if you decide to drive cross country, you don't buy the cheapest tire. You buy a really good tire that A, is going to last you a while. B, if you have to plug it, it's going to hold the plug properly. And C, it's going to get as many miles as you possibly can get out of it. Now, there are name brand tires that are out there that you may think, oh, well, this is a Michelin and it must be good. You have to know the quality of the tire that you're buying. So for instance, say you ride a Honda X-Max 300. Michelin makes a City Grip 2. It is probably the best tire out on the market for that bike in particular. The reason I say this is because some bikes have a tire that just work. And if you go into forums for whatever bike that you own, I promise you there are plenty. If you hit the search button, not type in a topic, do your research. You hit the search button and you say, what tire is best for my bike? You're going to have a million people who have a lot of opinions. What ends up happening is you're going to see a common tire that just hits. And or you're going to see the same person who you believe has reputable comments that you would agree with. That is an important person to maybe listen to. So don't always buy the cheapest tire that's out there. And number two, stock tires on a bike. This has been a big debate with people. And let me clear exactly how this works. When a company like Honda, Kawasaki, any of these people make these bikes and they sell them at the dealership, what they do is they go to Michelin and Dunlop and they say, I'm going to buy 1,000 a year tires, but I'm not paying $150 a tire. I only want to pay $50 a tire for it. What ends up happening is Michelin says, no problem. We're going to make you that tire, but we're going to make a B-rated version. What does that mean? That means the tire doesn't have the same rubber density, doesn't have the same rubber molecules in it, doesn't have everything the same. It is not the tire you're used to. And they can legally do this. Unfortunately, nobody stops them. Why? Because, well, I don't want to get into politics, but they pay people off. So when you buy a bike and you wonder why your stock tires go out as fast as they do, well, it's because your stock tires are crap. The ones that come on the bike are absolute shit. You need to replace them with good tires. Another safety thing, hold on, we're going to edit this part. Another safety thing to talk about is foaming your tires, tire sprays, this type of stuff. This is absolutely dangerous. This is literally an oil that you are putting on your tire. I cannot tell you how many times I have been to a bike event, a Sturgis or whatnot, and everybody details their bike beautifully. And they spray this, and then their tires slide out from underneath them. This is oil. This literally, I'm touching the can and my hands are slimy, it's not safe on your bike. And some people will say, oh, just a little bit, not over the top. When you lean your bike, because it's not a car, you're not turning the steering wheel, you're leaning the bike, you're coming onto those oily areas. Stop using this shit. It may make your tires look good, but your bike doesn't look that good if it's full of scratches because you fell over. And another point, when you get new tires put on your bike, some dealerships are good about this, 99% of them are not. Your bike will handle a little bit differently. I call it squirmy, but when you take out of the dealership with your brand new tires on your bike, please be careful. Your bike's a little more squirmy than it's used to. So don't rip out of the dealership unless you're absolutely seasoned and you expect it. If you're new to this and you first time getting new tires put on your bike, I'm sure you'll experience it. Just be careful. That's all I'm asking. So in closing of this video, I know it's long. I know there are probably some controversial things, and I'd love to hear them down in the comments that I've said. And I know some people aren't going to fully agree with me, and that's absolutely okay. But I'm going off of facts. I'm going off of absolutes of what there are. And for instance, plugging. I know there'll be at least one person that'll comment and say, I've been riding on plugs for 10,000 miles on my bike and nothing's happened. Awesome. What you need to understand is me putting this content out, I have to tell people the proper, safe things to do, because that's the responsible thing to do. Now, have I gone farther on a plug than I probably should have? Absolutely. I'm not suggesting you do that because that would be stupid. But what I'm telling you is that I recommend you go get a new tire put on your bike. And again, remember, don't go cheap. I mean, I've seen people with $1,200 helmets and the cheapest tire they can possibly find, or they'll do the Darkside on a motorcycle, which absolutely blows my mind because that's absolutely unsafe. If you don't know what Darkside is, it's basically where you take a car tire, put it on your rear because they're freaking cheap, and they throw them on the back of their motorcycle and they want to save money. What is your life worth? Like, really? 50, 60 bucks? Like, spend the extra $100, put the right tire on your bike. I'm just saying. I know, again, it's controversial. Some people will argue with me, and I apologize. And I hope that most of you people will understand or take what I've said and maybe rethink, because I know that some of you guys watching this already know all of this. But the reason I said this and I made this video is because I actually had some people message me and ask me, when do I know it's the time to change my tire? What tire do you recommend? And the moment I said, well, what's the date of your tire? And the first thing they said is, well, how do I tell? Well, that's told me all I needed to know. That people need to know these little things. So you may be today years old when you found out that your tire has a date on it. So I recommend checking your tire's date on your motorcycle. In fact, when you buy a bike off of somebody, hint, hint, negotiation wise, that's a negotiation piece. Go look at the date of the tire and you can simply say, I know the tires look great, but your tires are 6 years old, my guy. I got to put $500 worth of tires on that bike. Just saying, it's a negotiation piece. In fact, I'll do a video and tell you how to negotiate on a bike. Now, I don't want you ripping anybody off or really lowballing anybody, but I believe there are certain things out there that you should look for on a bike. And when you buy the bike, I mean, you need to know what you're getting into. You don't want to spend top dollar on a bike and realize now you got to go spend $500, $600 on a set of tires, or $400, depending on who's doing the labor, dealership or cycle gear, whichever way you go. Anyways, I hope you guys found some value out of this video. And I know it's not me working on anything and it's just me rambling on, but I'm here doing Garage Talks to try to help other people because I was once new and I turned to a lot of people and asked a lot of advice, and it helps. And sometimes we just like to hit play and let playlist play. So if you're bored, find all of my playlists that I have. In fact, the Honda CTX build is nearing an end. And I know you guys are watching this and the video out doesn't even have the plastics on it yet, but we're getting really close to finishing up this bike. We have another one on deck, actually right outside that door, getting ready to come in to get worked on. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm telling you, we are working on a wide range of videos, from Honda CTX to a Harley to there's a Vespa. I have a quad that I actually have to do to get ready to sell for my son because, well, he outgrew the dang thing. So I hope you guys found interest in the video. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. YouTube thinks you'll like this video next. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I don't know which topic I'm going to go because I'm working on 2 different avenues, but I hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys.